Today, I would like to honor my grandmother. Her name is Heidi Jackson. She grew up in San Antonio, Texas, and was the oldest of 11 siblings. Being the oldest, she has always been someone with thick skin and a sense of responsibility for herself and over others. She met my grandfather while he was in the Air Force in Texas. They married and they had my two uncles, Rick and Chris, in Taiwan, since my grandfather was stationed there at the time. They all moved back to Texas and had my mother show. My grandmother raised my mom and my uncles on her own with the help of her siblings while my grandfather was stationed. She then moved her family to Maryland, where she had her last child, Heather, and this is still where she lives today. My grandmother has always been such an important figure in my life. She is kind, she's caring, and she's loving. She's everything that any grandmother aspires to be. I can remember being close with her for as long as I've been alive. I've always felt a sense of comfort when I'm with her. I've always felt safe and listened to when I have conversation with her. She is someone that I need in my life and could not imagine life without. Although I will not have her forever, and I do know that, I'm not ready to let go of the person who represents safety in my life, the person that I call my grandmother. Unfortunately, recently my grandmother's health has not been too good. She was rushed to the hospital several times in the past few months, and on one occasion her heart began putting out uneven beats, which meant she was having a heart attack. My grandmother's health has always been like a roller coaster. And by that I mean she has her ups and downs, but recently she's been at an all-time low. This has truly been a wake-up call for herself and our family. My grandmother underwent heart surgery and things began to seem better, but within a week she was rushed to the hospital again and her heart stopped. My grandmother was revived and has been in the ICU for a few weeks now. Her health is getting better, but she has been through a lot of physical and mental stress. But it will get better. It is going to be a long, winding road for her though. She does not like being capable of being in control of her own life. I hope and pray that my grandmother can return to her normal self again for her own sake. Despite everything she is going through, I know she will not give up. When I first saw her in the hospital, I wanted to give her something that would make her feel as though I was there even when I wasn't. My grandmother is also religious, so with that in mind, I brought her a rosary. When I gave it to her, I told her to try your hardest to get through this. She had a breathing tube down her throat, but when I told her this, she squeezed her hand and tried her best to mouth the words, "I love you." Although she did not directly reply to what I had said, I know she did not plan on giving up and was going to remain strong. She is as courageous as a lion and the anchor to her family. She has an army of a family that will stand behind her during this difficult journey to health, but this is why I know she's going to get better.